mountain ranges, different cities, and how is the locational factors, where is the gold mine, where is the coal mine, that's all given in one page. So you write about it, okay, whatever is there, and you write about UP as well, like in that sense. What are the locational factors, what is the capital, what is the second biggest city, how is the population going there. You write down these aspects, population density, highest city, north to south cities also it has come, it may come. I am expecting that next year something like this can come, because World Cup is being held in Australia. You never know what UPSC guys will think. That can come, like you arrange Brisbane, Canberra, Sydney, Queensland in north to south direction. It used to come earlier in UPSC also, so it might come again. So if you have read the atlas in that way, so I was telling you the exercise was that, okay, I did one continent and one state of India. Some of my friends will do like USA. USA you can bifurcate into west and east because it's really vast, and then take a state like Gujarat. So 4 or 5 friends when do this exercise in circulation, and they discuss it in the evening, or you decide a time. Then, we used to have a competition also that, okay, I am doing UP, but I'll study Gujarat also secretly, so that if he does a mistake, I'll point out to him. So it is a healthy competition. You can actually learn a lot in this. And these things you will never forget all through your life. I can still remember that where is Christchurch, where is Brisbane, where is Adelaide. When I watch cricket, I can make out that, okay, these are the conditions there. Why are these conditions there? Okay, it can come from anywhere. You can relate it to anywhere in the world. Again, so this was a very interesting practice that we all did. And not only for optional, for GS also, and for general awareness also, it's really good. So in this sense, the books list is over, but I'll go through the 2013 and 2014 paper and tell you from where it could have been taken and how can you answer these questions. See, a question came, British economic policies. You have to be critical, and just keep that in mind when you are reading a topic. You just go through the 2 aspects. One is positive, one is negative. One is positive, one is negative. Then if there are mainly questions like discuss, elucidate, critically analyze. So in these words, they might sound similar, but you have to focus on very different issues in that sense. And if you know the positive and negatives, then you give out a conclusion which is balanced in nature. You don't give any verdict, okay, that, okay, like Gandhiji was the best person who could do that. Okay, he might not be the best ever, but in those conditions, he was the one who took over and got us the freedom struggle in a way that nobody else did in the world. In that way, your answer can be balanced and it can have a very good outlook in the end. So in answers, you can have like introduction, main body, which can have like positive, negative aspects, and the conclusion, which will summarize your views. You can put quotations also, and you can put your views, but your views are more important because they have written that critically analyze. So you should have your own view. Okay, what do you feel about him? And don't be very negative about it also, because then definitely you are no person to say anything about great personalities of Indian freedom struggle. So in that way, just be cautious. Again, anti-colonist struggle from around the world, how did they affect India? In the books which I have given you, they will directly give you the comparison, like you all know that India took the socialist approach and it took it from Russia. So when the new economic policies was implemented in Russia, it was in the same way implemented in India. So you can just relate to the issues that, okay, we have followed a model which was successful in Russia, but we have not followed it fully. Why did we not follow it fully? What were the shortcomings of the earlier model? How did India improvise according to its situation, about its stage of development? So you need to know all this and you need to think all this. Because in isolation, you can't write those answers which are very dynamic in nature. Then again, Suez crisis came, Suez Canal. It was in 1956. In the books, you can really find good answers about it. But at the same time, when you read it, you should realize that why is the question asked? What is the importance? Every question is asked because it has a significant importance in the scenario. So Suez crisis arose. So you should know that who all were the parties to it, how did it affect India? Because when you are reading even world history or world geography or anything, there will be some connection to India in some way or the other. Because now it's globalization. If there is a drought in USA, if USA is not growing a particular crop, it is exported from India. So it has an effect on us. If there are cyclones in eastern part of India, there is an effect of on Rajasthan also, because there is a lot of import and export in interstate also. So you should not only see things in isolation. Again, El Nino, which is a very well-known word in geographical fraternity. So you should know, okay, people said, okay, oh, because of El Nino, the rains were less, or because of La Nina, it was more. So you should focus, okay, what is this? Why is it this happening? You should understand that, okay, why were monsoon delayed this year? They say the crops have been spoiled just because of delay of rain. You should question yourself or your friends that, yeah, why does it happen that monsoons have been delayed? Usually they come on 1st June to Kerala, but this time it came on 1st July. Why was there a 1 month delay? What does the meteorological department say about it? What does the scientists say about it? So you should be curious about it, because everything is connected to you. As an administrator, you can't say that this does not concern me, you go and find out somewhere else. If somebody comes to you, you have to give them a solution. You have to give them, be their sympathizer, empathizer. So you should not see things in isolation, anything. The question came like shrinking Himalayan glaciers and climate change. Definitely, if you have read those books and if you've thought over it also, you can at least write a decent answer. Then there was a very good question that why mostly battles were fought in Panipat. There was first battle of Panipat, second battle of Panipat, third battle of Panipat. So when you are reading history also, it's like not that, okay, that event took place, what was the causes and consequences. No, just think about why did it happen there only? What were the conditions at that time? It's okay, well said and done that it has an open area where you can fight a lot of battles, but it was not, Panipat was not meant to fight battles. The city was not meant to fight battles. It had some different agendas, but consequently the thing happened that there were people who were coming from western frontier. As soon as they were able to cross the rivers, earlier the kings used to think, okay, they won't be able to cross the rivers, but as soon as they crossed the river, the Panipat was the first juncture where the so-called Indian subcontinent power felt that, okay, now we don't need to give them any hold of the India more, and we should restrain them from coming towards the plains. And that is the starting of plains also. So if you think in this direction, and whatever I have said is very commonsensical. I have not said anything which is rocket science or you didn't know. It's just that you need to join the dots and make a logical, clear picture. And first of all, while writing answers, don't go about the topic hits the bullseye. Because the one who is checking it, firstly, doesn't have the time for whatever rubbish you've written. Secondly, he's not a fool there. Thirdly, okay, you might have been trying to bluffing him, but there is someone else who has written a logical answer. So your answer will be immediately compared, and then you'll be in a loss. So in that way, you have to be logical. You might not know the scientific or the exact reason, but you have to be logical. Logical and common sense are two pillars which can sail you through if you don't know some of the questions, not all of the questions. Then there was a question of fold mountains on continent margins. In the book, you will definitely get a very good picture of it, at how the fold mountains came into being, how did it happen, and why are there only continent margins. And if you have gone through the atlas thoroughly, you should be in a position to question yourself. Okay, why is it that on the western margins only it is happening? Again, there was a question that why are desert on the western margins of continent? Again, if you go through the atlas and maps, you can very well see the locational factors and answer them. Similarly, in 2013 question came from like, why was Lord Dalhousie called the founder of modern India? For that, you just need to know who is Lord Dalhousie, what did he do, and what significant changes he did, which has made him founder of modern India. Then there was a question on Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. This is a very simple, very vague question you might think of in the first instance. But if you see, it was given at a time when Green Revolution was just on the verge of starting. Lala Lajpat Rai just took over as a PM, and he gave this slogan. And he gave this slogan because we had fought many wars with Pakistan. 62, China war was also there in 62. After that, to glorify the two, you could say, frontiers of India, in the sense who were the main, what you in Hindi or Kannada we can say, the Palak. They were the ones who, because of whom we were living, the one who was protecting us, the one who were feeding us. So it was given in that frame of mind, that time. And whatever I'm saying you is not rocket science. If you go through the history, you will definitely be in a position to answer. So first of all, don't think that, okay, oh my God, from where did the question come? Just think it very coolly, calmly, and think, go back to the time. Because when I read history, people said it's boring, but I used to visualize the thing. It goes back in time. Still, when I visit places like Agra or Delhi, I imagine that, okay, Akbar used to walk here sometime. So I feel glorified, okay, I am also walking on that path. So that gives a very different perspective of how you see the things. So in that way, you can do that. And there's one of my batchmates who's from Calicut. I said, okay, have you seen the place where Vasco da Gama first stepped? He said, like, we always go there. But as a student of history, I was very fascinated with the fact that, okay, that is the place from where the modernity came to India. So, but the local people might not always value that. But if you read things like that, you should think in that way. It's not only that, okay, you read it, okay, he came in the year so-and-so, he brought Portuguese to India. It should not be in that way. Then again, there was a very interesting question that male participation in women organization can make it go a level further. This question, I just saw the paper day before, but I had in my mind questioned it so many times that when there are only Dalit Sanghas, why only people from Dalit community are participating in that? It's for a cause. It's not, the membership is not just bound by in the four walls. The cause is there, the people can contribute from any part of the society in the cause. In the same way, when women organizations are there, it is not only purely meant for women. The cause is for women, but anybody who feels for the cause may join it. But we have a mental block that, okay, we can't join it just because it's a like women Mahila Mukti Morcha, okay, we can't join. Why? Because you feel it somewhere or the other. If you feel it, you should join it. And that will make it more successful. And this is a very like commonsensical question which came in the examination. And I have had friends who said, oh my God, from which book it came? I read all the books in sociology. It did not come from any book. My one question is gone. But if you think very commonly with a calm mind, you can have a very good idea about it. Same way. Then urbanization and its problem. Definitely everybody has it. You live in a city, you go through a city, you go to Bangalore, you go there, enjoy, but you want to come back home because there is over-urbanization in Bangalore. You feel the city, the roads are very narrow. You feel that, okay, my Udupi is better than Bangalore. Why? Because it doesn't have the problem which Bangalore has, but it has the facility which Bangalore can give me. So this is the thing which you can, and you can quote the example also. It's not that you should restrain yourself that I'm from Udupi, so I can't. You give the example, okay, if you go there, you observe it, you come back here, you observe that. And that is actually what we are also doing as officers also. We are observing things and not only questioning the problems, but also finding the solutions. And that is the rationale which you should go with. You should, if you are saying that the politicians in this country are not doing their job, but you should take the responsibility yourself, that we are not voting sensibly, then only the things are happening. You should have the solution also, you should think about the solution that way. Then separate state and regionalization, this question came right after the declaration of Telangana as a separate state, definitely. Although this demand for state was going on from a long time, but the bifurcation of Telangana from Andhra has ignited many other demands for separate states. So you need to look in this way. The government needs to think, the people need to think that you should not have a feeling of apathy from the people of your own state or from your own country, that for that matter. I feel really nice here that I come to Karnataka. I am from Rajasthan, but I've never felt that I am coming from outside of the state, because people are really receptive here and I have very good friends who have made me feel comfortable here. So in that way, it should be the matter. That way, the question was on Falin, the cyclone. So these are things, if you are aware about the surroundings, the happenings in and around you, your country, your state, definitely you should know. I have questioned it myself when I was studying geography, that why does it only affect the east coast of India? Why not west coast of India? And this question has come already in previous years. This will come again. If you are lucky, it will come when you appear. And you should find the answers for that. So it should come into your own mind, okay, what are retreating monsoons? Why does Tamil Nadu receive rainfall in November also? Why not Karnataka? Why not Tamil Nadu, or why not Odisha? So when you hear these things in news or read in newspaper, you should question yourself. That is the main motive what I want to say and encourage you to do. There are many set of questions which will be very interesting to discuss, but just because of shortness of time, I'm just saying that these are the questions which are not rocket science. Paper 1, people will tell you 1,000 things. This is difficult. Somebody studied for 15 hours. I also used to get very scared that, okay, so-and-so studied for 15 hours a day, still he did not get through, he's given 5 attempts. But I used to get scared, but at the same time I said, okay, I am me, I'll do things my way, I am not him. That is the thing. So you should have that confidence in you. Okay, you might not be very good in something, but you have a talent. You should exploit that. If you don't have a good handwriting, make it into a at least legible handwriting, as ma'am said. But you should not have very flowery handwriting all the time, because when you write fast, you might not have that. But you should develop that. If you are good in some topics, you exploit that to the maximum. And if you are weak in some topic, identify them and work on them so that you can move at least a bit further. Like I would quote Martin Luther King Jr. He said, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but keep moving forward. So in that way, just keep moving forward step by step. It may be small for other people, but your internal sense of achievement should be in a way that you should feel happy, that satisfied that, okay, today, what I'm doing today, how is it contributing to a beautiful tomorrow? At the same time, don't stop living for today also. Enjoy, have friends, have good people around you. Good friends, good books, and a stable mind. I think these 3 things are only needed for this examination. People might study for 20 hours. There are so many IIT, IIM, AIMS toppers who have not got through this exam. And I'm from arts background, I've got through that. Somebody who's a doctor in my batch who's got through, somebody has been MA in psychology has got through, madam has got through from arts. So it's not a mental block that only, okay, engineers will get through, or somebody who has been brilliant all through, like who came first in 10th class. I have always been just above average student. Average, just above that, I used to bracket myself. Okay, if average percentage is 60, I'll get 70, 75. If the topper is getting 90, I'll be around 80. Okay, fine. I won't be in the top 10, but I also won't be in the bottom 10. In that way, I have strategized my whole life, and it has been lucky and God's grace that I've been successful in my attempts here. So if any questions you have specifically for the topic, if you have any general question, we'll tackle it in the panel discussion. But if you have any specific question to the paper 1 and the subject knowledge, you can ask. Any doubt, any question, even if you don't know the meaning of some word which has come in newspaper, like blasphemy. I did not know it till I read it in Hindu when I was preparing. I did not know what is blasphemy. I read it, and there were so many articles came on blasphemy, and I read the context in which it is it was read, it was written. So now I can never forget that. It's not only for examination, it's for your own language, vocabulary, and things can move on in that direction. So exploit internet in a very, very productive manner. That is the thing. And newspaper, of course, is very important. Every event, every significant event in India or the world will be joined to some cause, some effect. It will have a cause either back in time, or it will have a climatic reason. You should just think about it. Okay, why does the volcano is active in Indonesia? Why not in Andaman? Why does India does not have any volcanoes? You can answer, ask yourself many questions. And if better is that you make a group of 4 to 5 people. You ask each other the questions. You gather the answers either from professors or from internet and just share it. Information is power in the 21st century, and you should be well equipped with it. Not only for the examination, just to survive in this competitive world, you should go about it. Discuss it elaborately in the panel discussion also, but if you have specific doubts about history and geography, I can very well tell you. I can tell you the other things also, but my friend will have a better knowledge about it. So we have bifurcated the topics.
Can we appear the exam before we complete our graduation, like when I'm in the last year or something?
The UPSC will ask for a degree when you appear for the interview, firstly.
For the interview?
Yeah, and concurrently you can appear in the sense that if you are finishing graduation in May, you can fill the form in March and you can appear for it in the August. But it's not that if you are in second year, then you can appear. Because by the time the interview is there, you should have your mark sheet with you. That is the basic necessity.
Yeah, and one more question. I'm an engineering student, so should I put an extra effort, like, because I don't have the arts subjects.
Yeah.
So maybe I have to put some, should I put some extra effort from now itself?
I did not say anything about arts. It is about your environment and your history.
Yeah, no, but history, geography, we don't study any of that. So
no, I told you just now, you should wonder about things and study them. You should not compartmentalize them into subjects. If you really want to know that how is the administration evolved in India, you have to read history. In that sense, of course, your science knowledge is much better than these subjects. So definitely you have to put in more efforts. Like when I was in humanities, I used to make more effort for studying science and technology. So in that way, you should put, because it's good that you've identified your weakness, you can work on it better.
Thank you.
Mental ability. Mental ability is just the reasoning part in the second paper of general studies in prelims. Mental ability will go through that, okay, if there are 5 teachers, 5 subjects, one teacher does not take class on Monday, one teacher does not take on Friday. In the end, you will have to join some questions. Okay, so which is the subject which is taken on Monday but not on Friday? There will be a set of conditions. So this is mental ability. It's not you think concretely about medical mental ability, but it should be in the sense that you should be able to comprehend when there are a set of conditions. You should be able to take out logical conclusions. That is the only thing that they are expecting of you. You go through previous year's question papers, you will be in a better position to understand it.
Like in history and geography, you mentioned there's a lot of things to study. So when you study something and when you look it up after 1 week, you don't remember everything. So is it necessary that whatever you study you remember, or is it okay if you're forgetting something and you can revise it?
You have to keep on revising it, that is for sure. But you should not be bogged down by the fact that, okay, I don't remember anything by that. I study Agni 4, I can't remember what is the propellant or what is that, but for that I have to study it again. That is the thing. Because there are some things which will come logically to you. There are some things which you have to prepare yourself. So while studying history and geography, I told you should join it with some events in past, or you should make a story kind, so that at least you should not forget the soul of it. You might not remember when Akbar was born or which date he died, but at least you should know why was he great. That is the only prerogative. But after certain repetition, you will have the flow. That is for sure. But don't be bogged down by the fact that you are not able to remember specific facts. Facts is not that important. Okay.
Can coaching classes prove effective to crack the exams?
Only if you are already prepared and if you already made your mind, then only coaching classes can help you, because it's only 5 to 8%, not even 10% I would go. In the sense that they will reduce the time of your material gathering, that is all. And you might get good company there. It's in the sense that you might get serious candidates who are preparing. So you might have a flow of knowledge in a better way. That is the only thing, but that is not a prerogative. I was in Delhi, but I never went for coaching for prelims. I only went for answer writing and interview. That also I used to go to specific professors. And because in coaching what happens, 50 sets of answers will be there. They won't mark you individually. They won't tell you, okay, what are your drawbacks, what are the loopholes. I used to go specifically and ask sir, whenever you have time, please I'll come. I went to him. I used to go to him. He used to mark my paper and just tell me where am I lacking. If I thought that I should get more marks and if he's given me less marks, I used to question him. So why have I not got this much marks in this? I have included every point. Then he used to tell me, okay, these things are lacking in your answers. If you make it more, if you want to make it more effective, please include these things. So that's how you go a level further. It is not a very significant factor, coaching. It's only I would say a mental block. They are marketing it in that way. If like US people market in that way, that iPhone is the best phone, you can do this and do that. It's not that usually. You can enjoy your phone in with other companies also, but it's about marketing. So in that sense, coaching is not a very essential part of the preparation, but yeah, somewhere it helps you to go a step further in the sense that in the terms of guidance, you are not misguided and you can skip some things which the easier notion is there. One more thing I'd like to point out, there are many books which says that this is one stop book for all of your studies. Please don't believe them. They may be good in parts, but I've gone through quite a few books. They will only give one paragraph on a topic which you might not even remember. So please go for elaborate books, elaborate material. That is the best way and the only way perhaps to crack the exam.
I am studying engineering. So for optional subject, should I choose a core engineering subject or a subject from humanities department? Because humanities subjects are considered to be a bit easier comparative to the core engineering subjects.
Easy for studying it's fine, but securing marks, it might be difficult. So you should go the subjects which you are confident with. In the sense, you have to marry that subject for at least 1 or 2 years. So just think in that way. If you're comfortable with engineering, if you're comfortable with all the formulas and everything, you can go with them. People are securing good ranks with that also. But with humanities also, if you are loving with that subject, then you can definitely be in a better position to ask the question. And for that also, I would advise you, go to UPSC site, you have previous year's question papers. Just go through them. With your engineering subject, go through your engineering subject paper. If you see, okay, yaar, I know this, then you go with it. And if you feel, okay, yaar, this might be a bit tough with my working schedule or my engineering schedule, then you go with a subject where you feel, okay, I know a bit of it, I am inclined toward this subject, or I like to read on this, or I would like to write on this, like sociology. There are many of my friends just like to debate on social issues. They took sociology. Some people are like philosopher kinds. They take philosophies because then something which they haven't read of, they can also write beautifully on that topic. So you need to think in this manner. Cost-benefit analysis, you have to make it. Because your main goal is to succeed. You have to make those analyses.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Mohan. I am taking history as my optional.
Yeah.
Right now, I wanted to ask you, while studying for history as an optional, should I do extensive study on the general studies one paper, or just studying history extensively will help me?
No, just studying history extensively will serve your purpose. The books which I have told you, if you go through all of them, you will pass the optional also. You can have more material, definitely, but these basic books will serve the purpose to a very large extent. So it's not that GS you have to study specifically. If on Jawaharlal Nehru you can write by being a scientist also, that is what they want in GS. Should have a perception, a notion about it. That's it. And for optional, if you are studying, then you will have a better position to answer the questions.
As we divide a history as three parts like ancient, medieval or modern,
Yeah.
which part we have to give more importance?
The questions will come from every part, but see, from ancient and medieval, more of the cultural aspects will come, because that is what we are seeing today. We go to a temple. Have you ever wondered that, okay, when was this temple built, or why are we doing puja of this particular deity? It has a history. So you should be in a position to analyze that part. In modern part, more specific topics will come, like what is contribution of Lord Dalhousie, what was the story behind formation of Congress, which are still affecting us today. Congress has been a prominent party since 100 years. So if you have read, okay, what was the origin of Congress, why is it great, why do people have blind faith in some parties? If you read those things thoroughly, then you will get through. So medieval and ancient will be more of the contributions in terms of arts, culture, science and traditions. The modern will be more factual in nature, because the names will come specifically in that sense. So you have to have a balance of both. The questions come in a mixed bag. But I think still, if you ask, it should be 60% to modern and around 40% to medieval and ancient.
Thank you.
In that sense. They have good material. You can get it online. Tamil Nadu NCRT I found was very good. In terms of culture and Sangam literature, questions are asked. It has a very good compilation of this. Tamil Nadu NCRT, you can get it online. And there are notes of IGNU also. They are available online also. So if you go through them, I think they are prepared by the best of the brains, and you might never know that those people who prepared it might also check your answers or might also sit in the interview. So if you have read that thoroughly, you will definitely secure good marks. Okay, the other questions will be in the open session. Thank you so much.